God. Say, wisdom, understanding, right?
Yeah. God bless you. God bless you.
That's how it happened. Person be playing, whether it's playing with steel or not. They start playing and they start seeing things. Right, this is wisdom, understanding. I look at it, my man Sha Sha. I'm gonna tell you this why I'm actually here. I ain't been in Parliament so long, but Black Sea Sha Sha, my main man, physically expired on the born day of this month. Been a tough 2 years for me. Wisdom cipher, wisdom culture, wisdom cipher, wisdom power. Lost my firstborn. He was 58 years old last January. Then I lost my first seed, brother I taught, brother named Ramis. Taught him while he was fighting the war in Vietnam. Came to the knowledge of himself in 66, 67. Left my house on Thanksgiving of 65, and in January, he was in Vietnam fighting the war. January 66. Sha Sha came home from Atlantic Avenue in February 1965. Came out, told me this black man's God stuff. Dr. Muhammad. At the time he was telling me this side, even before that, before our father made himself known. And it was like, the law was the mind, black man's mind. A whole lot of little splinter groups from the nation, call them renegade Muslims and all kinds of stuff. The teachings from the mosque was filtering in the street. Sha Sha was persistent and annoying. We trying to get high. We trying to sell drugs. We trying to party. Trying to wear alligator shoes, beaver hat, shopping at Phil Prom Fields. I don't know if anybody know about all that. You know, I mean, I'll be God this year, 76, 77. You know, I was knowledge equality, knowledge God. When Sha Sha came home with this persistence in these strange teachings, he was the only one that knew what them brothers from across the park was talking about. Them Peace Brothers. The Medina firstborn. I remember telling them, man, are you talking that same stuff that they talk about? Herbert and Gino and them, Egyptian and them. Nobody want to hear that. That was over 60 years ago. Sha Sha was so persistent with me. And the thing about Sha Sha was, Sha Sha stuttered. Took him a long time to get his words out. And at that time, very few of us had any lessons written down on paper. You know, it was like word from your mouth to the ear to your heart. From one brother's heart, through his mouth, to another brother's ear, to that brother's heart. That's how we learned. You went home and written it down for yourself. So you could teach somebody else. So you could add on. Very few of us really have it down on paper that we carried around with us. So in my case with Sha Sha, his stutter made his teachings so deliberate and detailed. I had to wait. You say, who is the original man? I had to wait for him to get that who out. It made me very detailed myself. These strange teachers, that's how I looked at him at Street Islam. I went and got me a Quran and stuff. try to, cause like my woman and her sister, they was hanging out with the Medina firstborn. So I was getting it on both ends, from Sha Sha and her coming home with this I self-Lord and master stuff. Islam. My brother, he was a pimp, had a lot of women and stuff. And he had a crib around the corner from Jackie's house. I would see the Medina firstborn around there sitting in front of Jackie's building. El Rahim and his mama, they lived there too. Am I right?
You're correct.
You know, so I would pick up some of this strange teachings by ear from a distance away. But my main source was the black seed Sha Sha. Sha Sha will be God born this year on July 4th. He was like Niles Bill then. Niles Bill doing his duty as a civilized person. He always said, you know, I only taught one person. That was CLI. I didn't have to teach nobody else. Like I said, at the time, in 4 Green Province, in the head of Medina, and him and I was the only ones in the province. Shamgar came up in the province. He lived in this province. He actually was part of us. We had a little gang called the Three Gents. Shamgar's name was Gino. Baltimore's name was Reno. Robert Howard's name was Dino. My name was Diablo. Black Seed Raleigh, he was also part of it, but he was boo-boo. You know. But Sha Sha again. This is what it's all about for me right now. Because see, I have to do this because see, back in those days, we was taught, we was given the instructions. You know, you had to have a black seed and a brown seed. You didn't travel by yourself, you know, or you had black seed, brown seed, yellow seed. You know, you had your own seeds. You know, and that's how we traveled. You know, because we couldn't afford to let this system of things with Yakub's staff kill us or feed us to some wild beasts. And during those times, in those mid-60s, wilderness North America was filled with wild beasts. Whether it was in the form of drugs, heroin, mostly, you know, of other things of distractions. You know, so again, Shasha come home, he all in my ear, and I'm taking it in. You know, but I'm thinking at that time, this is just a phase we're gonna be going through. It ain't gonna last. When something else, newcomers get on that. It wasn't until Darrell, who was taught by the Messiah, he came home, because Sha Sha and I, when the law came back from Matamon, Hashi, Akim, Yuki, Shamgar, they came into the projects, told us allow us home, for us to get crowns, and go up there and see it. You know, because we was still in our slickness. Those little capsules of cocaine, $5 capsules, $3 bags of weed, you know, hustling like that. Like I said, wearing alligator shoes, beaver hats. Hustling, street hustlers, you know. So when we came up here, we went and got us, actually I cut the brim off my hat. Cut the brim off, blue cap, cut the brim off. Shasha always wanted to be fly, because Shasha was a fly, fighting little motherfucker. You know, he could fight, and he could get fly, he could jostle. He was a hell of a pickpocket. You know, look at these hustlers, these street hustlers. You know, so we get you our little crown. Sha Sha had a crown, a black crown with gold trimming and all these beads and all that job on it. Some real superfly stuff for in this long. We go up here, we get on the train. It was April 4th, 1967. Now I might have been on 2 weeks or something like that. It's that long. Reason why I know, see, that's what mathematics does for us, especially like when you reach these degrees. You know, you got to relate to your math. I mean, we used to say as children, mathematics goes on and on. You know, it's infinite. From knowledge to born, then it goes on over again. Knowledge added on. These little things we used to say keep us going. But not only did we say it, we lived it out like that. So on that day, and as I said, Sha Sha, we were teaching word of mouth, from mouth to ear. And I had to quote the fourth degree in the 114. We on the train back and forth. He making me quote the degree, and I quote it like it's in my mind. Oh, no, I don't go like that, go like this. Now we go back and forth, back and forth. We get out off the train station. We didn't know where Allah was at. We knew he was somewhere up here. You get off on 125th Street, get off the train station, we get so lost in the degrees that we can't find Allah. And I swear, and I always tell you this, because that's what it reminded me of, that's how young I was. It was like being in the Wizard of Oz, and on the yellow brick road. Those children were running up to us and pulling our legs, talking about, Allah is the God. Allah is the God, no children. And we walking around, because, you know, we stood out, we had our crowns on. You know, at the time, we're talking about 1967. You know, we walking around, everybody but us know where we going. You know, there was a brother standing near the train station on 126th Street in the doorway. He seen us. He said, y'all looking for Allah? He told us where to go. 127th Street, 7th Avenue. We walk down there. We get on the corner. As soon as we get on the corner, it's still daylight now, you know, still daylight. We get on the corner, brothers come to the corner, stop us on the corner, and start examining us. Now, I don't know too much. I have problems with that fourth degree. You know? I mean, we already been over the hot Arabian desert. You know, I mean, wow. So, Shasha, he's my teacher. I let him do all the answering. All right? We stand there asking us questions, examining us. Shasha's telling them the answer. So then they'll never get there and they ask the question, where was God manifested at? Shasha pops back on a man on the island of Pelon. This is before Bronx was Pelon. Rapper's Island was Pelon, man. No, that's where most of them brothers and all was up in Rapper's Island. Exactly. Finding education back there. He was all Rapper's Island teaching. That's where it was coming out of, you know. Shasha answered that question like that. They said, oh, no. They went to disputing him about it. God Supreme, who was Qasim, and he wasn't even young God yet. God Supreme was sitting on a milk crate. He was watching it go down. He jumped up on the milk crate and said, I let them brothers through. I know them brothers from Medina. Let them through. It was dark then. That's how long we were standing on that corner being examined. You know, because to get to the Father, you had to go through the Son. It's high time they let us through, Allah was gone. We didn't get to see him that day. So then Jarrell comes home, He had just been in traffic down on the side, and teachers that they was teaching on the rock was filtering into the street, man, all the stories, man. The side knocked Terrell out just by teaching. They didn't touch him. Brothers was causing it to rain in their cells. I mean, it was strong. And it was bewildering. So Terrell and I, we came up there with one of my seeds, brother named God I Love. His name was Gilbert. Well, instead of him changing his name, he just broke down his regular name. Called him Gil, so his name was God I Love. All right, so me, Terrell, God I Love, we come up, go to the Messiah's house. He was still Korean, man. He laying there on the couch. Terrell taps him. Green. He turned over, and his eyes was like light bulbs. I mean, he turned over, I said something out of a sci-fi movie. In my mind. And he started teaching from us. Just walk up and just start teaching. You know, when we introduced ourselves to him, my name was Kabah, K-A-B-A-H, King Allah, B Allah, He. He said, my man's name was Gil, God I Love. He said to me, you ain't God I Love. Talk about my man, my hustling partner. You God I leave. You leaving God. That's what he told him. He looked at me and he said, you, Kabah, you like the black stone in Mecca. You're going to be here forever. And he said, come on. Nothing else. He said, come on. He took us 127th Street down in the basement where Allah was at. This is the first time I'm meeting Allah. Not seeing him, but meeting him. Got down there. Allah told me, son, you could leave this if you wanted to. He said, the greatest God is a so-called American Negro. Just like the greatest devil is the American white man. Told us that right down there in that basement. But the thing that stuck me and stayed with me is what he told me. Come leave this way you want to. And it keeps me here. Because just like it is right now, where are we at? Where's the magnet? Make you want to leave. Like I can't argue around. Where you going, Sarah? What else I know? I bear witness. Ain't nobody take that away from me. I mean, my name was Kabah. My first flag that we got the flags made, and Allah would call our name at the parliament, taking the flag out the box, come up and get your flag. It was such an honor to walk with God, to bear witness to God. More so to bear witness to Allah, because I tell you, God stuff to me means very little. Because people worship all kinds of gods. People worship God sticks, elephants, animals. The devil tried to tell us, a lot of people accept this, that Allah means the God. Allah means Allah. You can't translate Allah. God, the word God, ain't even 600 years old. I don't know how many people realize that. That's why 7 is God. The knowledge is Allah. Everything comes from Him. You take 7, you put 7 into Allah, you put 7 into 1, you get what they call a sacred number. Knowledge, culture, wisdom, build, power, God. Knowledge, culture, wisdom, build, power, God. That number repeats itself over and over. And then all the esoteric teachings and stuff like that, they call that a sacred number. When 7 goes into 1. That's why I'm not keen on the nation of gods and earths. See, because with God in our unity, in our oneness, when you start pluralizing that plurality, that polytheism, then you get a whole lot of differentness. You get a whole lot of jealousness. You get a whole lot of enviness. You get, one of the things you really get is the mind of Yaqub. With that unlike and alike. I don't like that motherfucker. It's very simple, but it's the truth. When you start getting into that, see, because I learned from Mr. Muhammad and studied it. So what makes the devil is that he can't keep his evil to himself. He got to spread it to others. So when you get to the degree where, hey, I don't like that brother. You don't want no other brother like him neither. That's when you get to that division. That's when you get to that grafting out. Oh, well, I was taught. No, don't blame it on your teacher. That's how you learn it. Because that's the person mother will tell you to. When he don't agree with you or something, or don't like what you say. I was taught. No, he ain't going to say it. You ain't going to blame your teacher. That may be what you learn. And I'll speak about the teacher again, because I can't get my black seed as we was taught, off my mind. I'm so mad at this motherfucker leaving me here like this. And it just opens my eyes more and makes me see what's happening to us. We ain't taking care of ourselves. I'll go all the way back to, again, April 1967, our first Universal Parliament, when Allah told us what he was going to do. Show us how to live our own children. That's how Janal became Dr. Janal. One of the first of us to deliver his own child. Go back to school. Get the education they took from us. We had Time Life, the Street Academy, Purpose. I don't know where we go from here, except through mathematics. I got to take it all the way from the knowledge to what? To the bond. If you don't make it bond, it don't get out of build, it distills back to the planet. Because what happens, so many of us get stuck on what? God. Always, even as a kid, the God degree. In the 1/4. That's the rotation, right? That's the speed of the planet Earth, right? That's what causes things to distill back down. Like this is some kind of club. Like children will say, I know something you don't know. Wisdom is experience. And believe me, 60 years of this here, experiencing in the different ciphers of the world, you get a lot of wisdom with that. I know I heard things over time. Got a lot of cliches. Because he's talking about the woman ain't wisdom. The earth ain't wisdom. Yet when we as children, we start breaking down the mathematics, especially the total square miles of the planet Earth, what that come out to? Wisdom. 196,940,000. Ain't that come out to wisdom? It used to when I was a kid. And that was the woman. You know, it also has 1969, right? Is that 196 million? Got 1969 in it too. You know, remind me of Allah sitting on the milk crate. He's doing some construction there. Come up to him, you know, a lot of this, a lot of that. Father said, let me get up off this milk crate for one of these bricks fall on my head and kill me. Now, we teenagers then, and at that time, I don't care what nobody said, when we did, a lot of them died.
Exactly.
Listen, that's how we felt. You know, and he seen the amazement in my eyes when he said that. You guys said, everything's real, son. I ain't gonna be with y'all all the time. You gotta stand on your own, and you're gonna have a harder time than me. I didn't think, you know, when he said that, I can imagine the hard time he had with us. But I didn't realize that he wasn't talking about the 85%. He was talking about our own self. Because everybody know everything. Can't tell everybody nothing. When the brothers ran me out of school, I'll tell it out to him. You know, I mean, he's still teenagers, he's still kids, maybe in our early 20s. Come up there trying to tell them something. Man, see, I'll take that job to the mosque. Get that job out of there. Damn, spooky shit out of there. Man, it hurt my feelings so bad. We right there on Flatbush Avenue, 91 Flatbush. Well, the train station was right there on Skimmerhorn Street. I went down that train station, down the train, went up to see the father, tell them what they did to me, ran my ass out to school. He made me feel worse. You know, but he taught me something that I go by to this day. You know? He said, you ain't got to be no hangout God to be God. That's what's wrong with y'all. Ain't nobody tell y'all nothing. Because you think you know everything. What are you going to teach them for? Go teach somebody that don't know, and then maybe you learn something. That's what he told me. You know. I mean, the magnetic that we had was not mixed with, tampered with, or diluted in any form. Today, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You know, knowledge, born degree, civilized person now performing duty, what must be done? What happens? It's a severe punishment. Ain't nothing more severe than this. There's the babies. Where's the women? You can't have no universe without no women. You can't be God in the universe and you ain't got no women. You can't make no universe. Well, anyway. Next is Shasha. My blacksmith, my educator, I love him. Stay here with me forever. All praise is due to Allah. Peace to God.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.